Welcome to Dateline Polk with news about your county government. I'm your host, Leanne Thomas. Today, you'll learn about County Commissioners' actions from the October 21st meeting. The board approved the renewal agreement with Hope Now for men and women's residential care to assist them as they transition back into an independent living situation. Participants in the program must be county residents and at or below 200% of the federal poverty limit. This program has a not-to-exceed cost of $1 million and is funded through the Indigent Health Care Fund.
Today we're continuing to move forward with a partnership with Hope Now Transition Centers for Men and Women. This gives the people of the community an opportunity to get additional treatment and services for behavioral health problems. They go there if they're leaving jail, and it can also be a voluntary way for them to go in and get this care so they don't go to jail. And they're hooked up with all different types of life skills training, resume building, therapy sessions, family sessions. So they're given the tools to be able to transition back into society.
The board approved a letter of agreement and memorandum of understanding for the Primary Care Low-Income Pool Grant through a collaborative partnership between Lakeland Regional Medical Center, Polk County Board of County Commissioners, Indigent Health Care Division, the Florida Department of Health in Polk County, and Peace River Center. The Agency for Healthcare Administration has awarded the third year of funding to provide health services for the Medicaid, uninsured, and underinsured population.
This is our third year in moving forward with our Primary Care Low-Income Pool Grant. Through this grant, we partner with Lakeland Regional Family Health Center, Peace River Center, and the Florida Department of Health to increase access to primary care services throughout Polk County. The majority of these locations are in the Lakeland area, and people have access to behavioral health services. They have access to dental services and primary care if they are low income. And so this is our third year of this grant, and we actually generate $2.3 million to come back into this county for Polk County to put up the matching dollars. So it's a win-win for the county, for the people of the community as well.
The board also approved letters of agreement with the state's Agency for Healthcare Administration for Lakeland Regional Medical Center and Winter Haven Hospital's request for additional low-income pool matching funds of approximately $571,000.
We are continuing in a program for the low-income pool. This is for our hospitals to receive additional funds for Medicaid, uninsured, and underinsured people that they serve. So Polk County is putting up additional $500,000 to generate about $1.4 million to come back to this community to increase the level of services provided to the people in the county.
The board approved a master service agreement with URS Corporation Southern for construction engineering and inspections associated with the Ernie Caldwell Boulevard project.
Today we brought before the board a contract with URS Corporation to do construction and engineering inspection for the Ernie Caldwell Boulevard project from Pine Tree Trail to 1792. This project is scheduled to go to construction first part of 2015, and we anticipate completion sometime in late 2016, and this will provide a connection between all the way from 1792 all the way to 27 that will provide good access for people coming from the east side of the county to come over to the 27 I-4 area.
The board approved a construction contract with Property Renovations and Construction for approximately $287,000 to re-roof the Utilities Administration building.
I was here today to get approval to put a new roof on the Utilities Administration building. It's a 36,000 square foot roof. The contract is for $274,000. It'll take them 60 days from start to finish.
The board approved an agreement to acquire approximately 70 acres adjacent to county-owned properties as part of the Florida Forever Lake Wales Ridge Ecosystem Project.
Today we were talking about the Dunham Environmental Land Site that was nominated to our program. What's so special about this site is the fact that where it's located is key. It's adjacent to the Lake Wales Ridge, and it has just some really important components to create the ecosystem between the low wetlands all the way up to higher scrub in the other areas of the Lake Wales Ridge. What this will do for us, that now that the Board of County Commissioners has approved this site, is it'll add another 70 acres to the Crooked Lake West project, and it will also provide tremendous management access to be able to do prescribed fires and other types of things in that lower side of the Crooked Lake West project.
The board approved a request for $65,000 from the Winter Haven Economic Development Council for a market analysis of the Cypress Gardens Boulevard corridor. The proposed study would include $25,000 for urban design and $40,000 for an economic analysis. The study will help determine highest and best land uses of the corridor to maximize economic development opportunities for the city and county. The board also approved a request for approximately $260,000 from Polk State College to purchase equipment to establish affordable access to rapid prototyping 3D technology. Polk State Corporate College proposes to create a rapid prototyping product development center within Clear Springs Advanced Technology Center, to act as a local economic and entrepreneurial resource, and to serve business partners in the community. This request for funding was passed 3-2, with Commissioners Hall and Lindsay opposing. In other news, the board proclaimed October 2014 as Red Ribbon Month. Angie Ellison with Interact Alliance accepted the proclamation. The board proclaimed October 2014 as Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. Rose Quinlan from the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network accepted the proclamation.
Well, I'm here today to accept the proclamation that the Board of Polk County has awarded to us. And it's such an honor because we're trying to raise awareness for pancreatic cancer. As is stated in the proclamation that I received today, is the survival rate is only 5 years once it's been diagnosed. That is a typical survival rate, and there is no early detection. There's no early detection test. You can see certain things like jaundice or a pain in your side, but unless you get to the doctor right away, there's no early detection. And it's like I said, by 2020, it's going to be the leading cancer in the United States. So we want to get this ended. We want to stop it. I'm here today because of my family members that have been affected by it. That's why I joined the organization. And I want to see it end. I want to fight it. I want it to end.
The board proclaimed November 14th through 21st, 2014 as Polk County Family Week. Representatives from Polk County Family Week accepted the proclamation. Commissioner Bell recognized Frank Garcia, Neil Duncan, and Quinn Wilson for their efforts in bringing the International Practical Shooting Confederation World Shoot 17 to Polk County.
World Shoot is an event that goes around the world every 3 years. 100 countries belong to the IPSC organization, International Practical Shooting Confederation, and every 3 years all the countries send their best shooters to compete in a different part of the world for world championship titles in different categories. I personally have been competing in this event since 1983 was my first World Shoot. So I have several events under my belt as far as a competitor. And I just saw the opportunity to bring this event back to the United States. It hadn't been here since 1986. And several other organizations have tried to bring it to the U.S. and were unsuccessful, and I felt that I could bring this event here. So I found out about Polk County Sports Marketing. I sat down with them. I got them excited about our sport and what we do. We went to the General Assembly in Greece in 2011. We put together a presentation on why we would be the best location for the event. in the world, and the country's voted, and we won the bid to bring it to Polk County.
The board approved and authorized the Polk County Sheriff's Office to receive a $1 million COPS Hiring Recovery Program award from the U.S. Department of Justice. The funds will be used to hire 7 deputies and 1 sergeant as school resource officers for 3 years. After 3 years of grant funding, the Sheriff's Office must retain deputies for a minimum of 12 months. The Polk County School Board will provide required grant match and cost to retain deputies after the 3-year period.
Polk County Sheriff's Office applied for a grant several months ago. We were notified about a week or 2 ago that we received that grant funding for 7 deputies and 1 sergeant.
And what does that mean?
That means that we'll be able to put more deputy sheriffs in the Polk County school system. They're going to be COPS deputies assigned to a proactive unit to try to go around the county and prevent maybe some burglaries that we're having on campus and help the communities right outside the schools.
The board gave direction to staff to set a public hearing to consider an ordinance granting an additional homestead exemption under Amendment 11, which was passed by voters in 2012.
Well, our Board of County Commissioners are considering implementing Amendment 11, which the voters in the state of Florida passed on the 2012 ballot. And that is to give all of our senior citizens that have the original homestead and the seniors homestead 65 and older that have lived on their property for more than 25 years and been homesteaded in Polk County and have a taxable value of not greater than $250,000 is to give them a total exemption to wipe out their ad valorem taxes, and so on their real property. So we have had this since 2012, and the commission is just now considering that, and we've provided information to them. Right now, currently on our tax roll, we would have possibly about 2,115 residents that would have to apply that would probably be applicable for this. And it would be a total loss to the county of about $45,000 in tax dollars. So we're hoping if they set a public hearing date for that on November 18th that they will pass this, and for 2015 we'll send out some letters from the Procurator's Office to all those folks and try to get them to sign up.
In public hearings, the board also approved an applicant-initiated large-scale comprehensive plan map amendment on approximately 28 acres outlined in yellow in the Ronald Reagan Selected Area Plan from Residential Medium to Regional Activity Center. The board approved an applicant-initiated large-scale comprehensive plan map amendment on approximately 66 acres outlined in black in the Ronald Reagan Selected Area Plan from Residential Medium to Residential Low. The board approved an applicant-initiated large-scale comprehensive plan map amendment on approximately 25 acres outlined in yellow in the US 27 Selected Area Plan from Town Center to Residential Low. The board also approved an applicant-initiated large-scale comprehensive plan amendment on approximately 80 acres outlined in yellow from Conservation Core and Regional Activity Center to Business Park Center. The board approved a joint settlement agreement in the case of Kathy Sims versus Polk County, amending the condition of a development order from July 2011. The board adopted a resolution vacating a portion of platted and unmaintained right-of-way and drainage easement shaded in yellow near the Watson Clinic facility currently under construction off of 540A in Lakeland. And finally, the board appointed Crystal Martin Thornton and reappointed Timothy Pospical to serve as members of the Polk County Historical Commission for 3-year terms ending September 30th, 2017. It also appointed Eric Johnson and reappointed Mark Osborne to serve as members of the Polk County Lakes Access Advisory Committee for 3-year terms ending November 16th, 2017. Now let's go to Todd Vargo from the Planning and Development Division with the Planning Commission update.
Hi, my name is Todd Vargo. I'm a senior planner with Polk County's Land Development Division. Here's a brief recap of the highlights from the October 1st, 2014 Planning Commission meeting. Conditional Use 05-12M is a request to approve the western build-out area of the county's north central landfill. Also part of the request is to expand the stormwater retention area. The western build-out area is in whitish blue and the stormwater expansion area is in orange on the graphic on your screen. The site is located north of Winter Lake Road and north of the Polk Parkway. The Planning Commission voted 6-0 to recommend approval of the case. This case is scheduled to be heard by the Board of County Commissioners at their November 4th, 2014 meeting. Plan Development 14-07 is a request for a 466-unit single-family subdivision with short-term rental status. The 205-acre site is located west of FDC Grove Road and at the terminus of Minute Maid Ramp Road 1, Minute Maid Ramp Road 2, Holly Hill Grove Road 2, and Holly Hill Grove Road 3. The Planning Commission approved this plan development by a 5-0 vote. Finally, Conditional Use 14-20 is a request for a medical clinic. The site is located at 151 Ridge Center Drive on the east side of US Highway 27. The Planning Commission voted 6-0 to approve the medical clinic. If you have questions about these or any upcoming cases, please contact our planner on call at 863-534-6084. For Dateline Polk, I'm Todd Vargo, and now here's RJ Walters with the roads update.
Thanks, Todd. So, I talk a lot about highway projects and road improvements and provide you with updates on where tax dollars are turning into new construction. But today, I want to focus for a minute on why it's so important to look toward the future to understand the present. At the Polk TPO, we are in the midst of updating our long-range transportation plan, which we are calling Momentum 2040, because it's 25 years of priorities put into a very necessary narrative. Consider this for a minute. In 1990, Polk County was home to just over 400,000 residents. 24 years later, that number has ballooned to roughly 620,000. Due to factors such as new businesses and growing metropolitan areas to the north and south of Polk County, estimates are that by 2040, Polk County will exceed 1 million residents. To put that in perspective, that is 40% of the population of the entire United States in 1776 when the Declaration of Independence was signed. Just as important is the employment forecast for the area, which is projected at more than 400,000 by 2040, or a 79% increase from 2010. Take a look for a moment at these expected population growth maps put together by the TPO's own Ryan Kordek. As you can see, growth is not limited to a single region or pocket of the county, and there are more than a handful of areas that are expecting significant change. By using estimates from the Florida Bureau of Economic and Business Research and community survey data from the Census Bureau, the TPO works with local and state agencies to predict traffic efficiencies, freight movement, and more. In the coming months, I'll be sharing with you how you can help us shape mobility and a safer, more accessible transportation network for this generation and the next of Polk County. For now, just realize it's not a grab bag of tricks or spinning wheel that determines transportation development. It's a rigorous analysis combined with public input that passes the test. Now, let's hop right into the construction update. If you've been on vacation for a few weeks or just moved to Polk County yesterday, then it might surprise you. State Road 60 is closed from State Road 37 to Nichols Road for most of the month of October. Crews are rebuilding existing rail crossings at Nichols Road and Phosphate Boulevard. Detour signs direct westbound through traffic approaching Phosphate Boulevard south at State Road 37 to County Road 640 Pinecrest Road. Eastbound through traffic follows detour signs at County Road 676 Nichols Road to Anderson Road, south to County Road 640 Pinecrest Road. Plan ahead or expect to add 10 to 15 minutes to your commute. And this Saturday, you might have to pump the brakes if you're on State Road 17 in Lake Wales near East Central Highway. Officers will close the highway at East Stewart Avenue from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, October 25th to allow the Antique Car Parade to cross State Road 17. Crews will close additional local roads for the event, so use caution and follow the posted detours. While those are some highlights of what to expect when you hop into or onto your vehicle of choice this week, here are places around Polk County that you may experience daytime traffic delays and/or lane closures throughout the week. At the I-4 State Road 559 interchange in Auburndale, where the speed limit has been reduced from 55 miles per hour to 45 miles per hour. Crews are digging a new drainage pond and constructing an embankment along the east side of State Road 559 and Bay Lake Connector Road. At State Road 577 at Interstate 4. Memorial Boulevard at North Brunel Parkway. US 98 from Bear Creek to Smith Lane, where crews are installing a new display to welcome visitors to Bartow. US 98 in Fort Meade from east of Hendry Avenue to west of Edgewood Drive. US 92 at US 98. US 92 at West Pierce Street. US 27 north of the entrance to Camp Inn Resort. US 27 at Heatherwood Boulevard. US 17 from State Road 540 west to Cypress Gardens Boulevard. State Road 37 from County Road 640 to Railroad Boulevard. Wrecker Highway just north of Commercial Boulevard. 6th Street Northeast from Avenue A Northeast to Avenue C Northeast, and 4th Street Southeast from Avenue K Southeast to Avenue A Southeast. North Parkway Frontage Road from South Florida Avenue to Waring Road. South Parkway Frontage Road from Pipkin Creek Road to Underpass Road. And State Road 17 from State Road 544 to Hinson Avenue in Haines City. There's no shortage of nighttime construction either. If you're out late, look for orange barrels and big machines causing delays in the following locations. At US 98 from County Road 540A to Winter Lake Road. US 98 from Daughtery Road to West Soquel Loop Road, West Hall Road. Cumbie Road from north of Ralph Road to south of State Road 33 in Lakeland. State Road 540 in Winter Haven from Shadowwood Drive to Spirit Lake Road. Lakeland Hills Boulevard from Tuscarora Street to Swannanoa Street. US 27 in Davenport from Berry Road to US 192, and Cypress Gardens Boulevard in Winter Haven from Overlook Drive to US 27. That's the lowdown on the construction rundown, and for regular or emergency road updates, check out the Polk TPO on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. With information and updates on the plan that moves Polk, I'm RJ Walters.
To keep current with programs and progress in the county, visit us online at polk-county.net or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We encourage you to join us at the next scheduled board meeting at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, November 4th. Thank you for watching this edition of Dateline Polk.